Hi everyone, it's Ailin here, back again for another Q&A video. I hope the camera is okay, but anyways, yeah, like it's been really busy around here, guys, but I'm doing my best to just film tiny Q&A videos, even if they're not like an hour long. It's okay. I'm trying to be easy on myself. I feel like you guys would rather have shorter videos more frequently than like one long video like once or twice a month, right? Let me know what you guys prefer, but I just always like to keep the ball rolling, and whatever makes it easier, working around like all these different clients that I'm seeing, every little now and then, if I get a chance, I just want to record the video. And I'm thinking about just recording a ton of videos every weekend. I think that might be the best way to do it, because I was recording videos okay, if I had time in between calls, but usually I kind of just want to take care of myself during that time. So I think that during the weekends would be the best time to just record a ton of Q&A videos for you guys. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of like a little picture of the behind the scenes here of spiritual healing. But we're looking at getting more and more help nowadays, because there's just so many of you guys out there that need the help, that need the support and guidance on your detox journey. So I've actually been training someone for the past 6 months. Every single week we've been meeting up, and I've been teaching them everything that I know. So that's really exciting. We'll be able to have one more counselor join our team of detox specialists, and it won't only be me anymore, like just by myself. I'll be able to provide you guys with more support with someone else joining our team that's really knowledgeable, is also a certified detox specialist, has a lot of experience with different modalities, different therapies of healing the body, is a craniosacral massage therapist, and she's really knowledgeable on a lot of things, and also has a huge heart. So I can't wait to officially put her on our website and welcome her to our team. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that, to look forward to that. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in the works over here. It's been sort of like a balancing act this past month or so, because we've changed our office location, and at the same time just juggling a bunch of different projects. I want to provide more just more inspiration and information to you guys in terms of books, and in terms of I won't say too much. I don't want to reveal it. I'd rather do it than talk about it. But yeah, just know that a lot of things are in the works behind the scenes. But anyways, I want to jump into Q&A videos now. The last Q&A video, I had the laptop here, but I feel like here is better, because this, I don't know, it just seems like it's kind of awkward. So I'm just going to put it here and see how I feel. So we're gonna just jump right in, and yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay. Hang in there in your detox, and use all the information provided in these videos to help move you forward. And I'm always gonna be here to support you guys. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into the Q&A video now. Okay, so for the first question, someone said, "Hello Ailin, for a pregnant woman, is it okay to drink licorice root 1 small spoon or 2 daily? I see that licorice root raises my blood pressure from 9 to 10. This is why it is so important for me. Thank you very much." Okay, so licorice root is one of those things that's kind of contraindicative. It's a contraindicated herb for pregnancy. Medical doctors believe that licorice root contains a component that is very estrogen-like and can, abort the fetus. However, there haven't been any clinical studies proving that to be otherwise. It's just something that they speculate. I know personally, for me, and for all the women that I see out there that we work with when they're pregnant or breastfeeding, we always recommend the superfood blend formula. And the superfood blend formula contains a tiny amount of licorice root, very tiny amount. And from my knowledge about herbs, about the wide variety of herbs, and the dosages, there are certain herbs that if you take in a large amount, it can have an effect that you don't want. However, when taken in a very tiny, small amount, they have a tonifying effect on the body, and they have a very healing effect on the body. So it really depends on the situation. For anyone that's pregnant, you do have to be aware that there are certain herbs and herbal formulas that you don't want to take. So things like Parasite G formula you shouldn't take while you're pregnant. You know, you shouldn't take like a very strong lymphatic formula like lymph node 4, lymph node 5, things like that. You should use caution with like the lymphatic formulas. But I have not personally seen anything to prove like someone having an unhealthy pregnancy. I've seen many women through many pregnancies and the birth of healthy children. They wanted to do like mild detoxification during pregnancy and just nourishing their body, and the superfood formula is excellent for that. So I would say if it's a very tiny amount, then I think it's okay. But you know, this is just from what I would do if I was pregnant. I would take the superfood blend. And you know, if you're taking licorice root for low blood pressure, I'm wondering how low your blood pressure is. People with low blood pressure, they tend to have issues with fatigue and energy levels. So if that's the case, the superfood blend formula has a lot of nutritive berries, and you know, it has kelp in there for the iodine and calcium. The berries really help heal the adrenal glands. That's what people experience when they have low blood pressure, is that their adrenal glands are very weak. So I would go for something like that. And also, it's very important because during pregnancy, the fetus can rob calcium from the mom. You know, it's also another living being that's growing and needs calcium, and so it'll leach it from the mom. So that's why postpartum depression is so common in women after giving birth. That's why it's very important to nourish the body with whole food form calcium, in terms of kelp and in terms of, you know, like all the different components that are in the superfood blend. You can take number 1, number 2, or number 3. I really like number 2 because number 2 contains a lot of calcium, which is very good for women. But number 1 and number 3 are perfectly fine as well. And so yeah, I really would just say use caution. And if you want to heal your body while you're carrying a baby through pregnancy or through breastfeeding, then I would recommend one-on-one consultation with a detox specialist like myself, because we know which formulas to avoid and we know how hard we can hit it, how hard we can't. On average, I would just recommend a very healing diet for the mother and the child. You know, a raw food diet is excellent, but walk with balance. I don't recommend fasting while you're pregnant. Deep detoxification is not recommended. But something else that I would recommend, since your adrenal glands are weak, is an adrenal gland formula. Adrenal gland formula tincture is excellent. You can do that. And remember, essentially, taking licorice root is only treating the symptom of low blood pressure. It can help short term, but it's not healing to the adrenal glands long term. Okay? In order for you to do that, you have to clean out all the cellular waste of your body, all the cellular waste that are damaging the actual adrenal glands. And how do we achieve that? We achieve that through kidney filtration. You know, the lymph system runs all throughout the body, runs through the adrenal glands. It's responsible for carrying all cellular waste of all the cells of your body. And in order to heal any type of tissue and any type of gland, your kidneys must be filtering. So on that same note, I do recommend a kidney formula as well. So like this: kidney formula, adrenal gland formula, a superfood blend formula, and a bones and connective tissue formula would be really good as well to help support your pregnancy during this time. So I hope that helped. But as always, guys, use caution. And I really have to make an article. Like, I made an article on detoxifying children and you know, like that whole topic, and you guys really liked it. I've also made a lot of videos on that, but I haven't made an article on pregnancy and detoxification yet. So that is on my to-do list. I'm gonna do it. I just have to find the time, and yeah, be on the lookout for that. But I hope I answered your question, and thank you so much for submitting it. Okay, guys, I'm drinking some coconut water right now. You know, I get asked a lot, what's my diet like nowadays? And I always feel my best when my digestion is kept simple. Like simple juices, like orange juice, coconut water, smoothies, things like that, things of that nature. I always feel better, loads better. in terms of like energy, and in terms of like how much effort it takes to prepare things. Since I live a really busy lifestyle, I tend to go for liquids a lot more, and sometimes I do raw food days, sometimes I do like 80% raw food days, depending on how I'm feeling. You know, if you go up into the realm of like raw foodism and fruitarianism, I have found that, you know, people can become a little airy-fairy, or people can become really strict in what they recommend for other people. So as a healer, I've had to maintain a sort of balance and not go all the way out there in like my thinking and in the way that I feel in my body. Because honestly, eating like all fruits, whenever I did that in the past, it kind of just makes me want to like, okay, I'm gonna go to the mountains, I'm going to just become a yogi, or I'm gonna become, you know, like just someone that wants to spend time in nature and in silence. And you know, with helping all of you heal, that's kind of like the opposite. So I've had to find different ways to ground myself. So that's kind of like what my diet looks like nowadays. It's a combination of a lot of liquids, fruit juices, whole fruits, and also I do things like veggie soups every now and then at nighttime, because I enjoy them, because they kind of ground me. But if you're healing your body and detoxing your body, you must go all the way with raw foods. That's what I had to do for about a good year at least, in order to clean my body of all the acidic waste that was causing pain in all the muscles and tissues, and causing me all these thousands of different symptoms with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and endometriosis, all those things I had before. And you really had to dig deep there. So yeah, I just thought I'd, you know, throw that in there for anyone that was curious, because I do get that question a lot. Okay, next question. Hey there, can you give me any clues on how to take a clear eye photo? Yes. So this is a video that I need to make on how to take good eye photos. But essentially, what I'm looking for when you guys submit your photos for, you know, for me to read your eyes, for the Master Your Health package, or for any iridology reports in the services page, what I'm looking for is an iris that's very focused, very sharp, okay? When you guys take a photo, the image cannot be blurry. If it's blurry, I cannot see the lacunas, I cannot see the lesions, there's a lot of shadows going on, it's not clear. I should be able to see the fibers of the iris. That helps a lot with an accurate iris reading. So just make sure that you know, whatever camera you're using, whether it's like a phone camera or a DSLR camera or a point and shoot, make sure that you tap on the screen to focus, like to refocus, and make sure the image is sharp. That's one of the biggest things that I see when people submit their eye photos. Another thing is make sure you have good lighting. Good lighting meaning for darker eyes, if you have dark brown eyes, you need two light sources, one from each side at an angle, okay? So one on the left side, one on the right side, and people with darker eyes often need help with taking their eye photos with like an extra person, someone holding the light sources and another person taking the photo. So that's what I recommend for dark eyes. Now I personally, it depends, because sometimes I find that the best iris photos can be either two ways. The best eye photos can be either the light source being like straight at the eye, like this. It creates a flatter image overall, but then, you know, if the light source is like right in the pupil when you guys take the photo, and it's not like overlapping on any other areas of the iris, then it doesn't cover like important areas like the thyroid, you know, the flash of the light, that can sometimes cover important areas, and then I can't read it, you know, if there's like a little light circle right there. So sometimes like taking like an eye photos straightforward, you know, even though it creates a flatter image and not so much of a 3D image, I kind of prefer it that way sometimes, because then you know, there's like no room for question. I can see every area of the iris. Now the benefit of taking photos at an angle is you really get to see the depth of the lacunas, you know, and you really like all the areas that are the most chronic really stand out when you point the light at an angle, like at a 45-degree angle from the eye when you're taking the photo. And so there's a benefit to both. I recommend that you guys submit both kinds of photos, one at an angle and one straight forward. That way everything is covered, I can see everything very clearly, okay? And then what's the next thing? Okay, distance, okay? So, that's very important. Now, if you are using a camera that's not so great, that's not good quality, you'll find that the more you get closer to the eye, then it might get blurry and it might not focus, okay? So quality of camera is very important. You want to get really close when taking the eye photo. You want to get really close, as close as you can, and then, you know, tap on that, tap on the screen to make sure that it gets sharp, okay? But sometimes I get photos of people pretty much taking a photo of their entire face, and then the eye is just so far away and too small I can't read it. When I expand it, it's all pixelated and I can't read any of the signs, any lacunas, any lesions, nothing. Can't even, you know, see the color of the eye sometimes. So you have to make sure that the eye picture that you're taking is very close. I should only be able to see like this part of your eye right here. I don't need to see the nose, I don't need to see the cheek, I don't need to see your eyebrow even. Maybe a tiny little bit of eyebrows, okay, but it has to be like just the eye. And another thing that's extremely important, okay, there's a lot of points here. Another thing that's extremely important is make sure you guys take a photo, like the photo is not cropping the tear duct. The tear duct is very important for eye placement. So when I place your eyes and when I'm reading them, this tells me, okay, the eye is straight forward. But if you guys send a photo without the tear duct and chopping that off, it's harder for me to you know, rotate the iris, like, okay, the iris is leveled out, because then it could be like this way or like that way, and that's not good. So make sure that you include that your photo includes the tear duct. Extremely important. Another part of taking a good iris photo is make sure you lift your eyelid, because sometimes people, like, if their eyelid is like drooping down and covering the upper portion of the iris, then I can't read the head or brain area. Then I won't be able to tell you guys if you have cholesterol plaquing in the brain, or poor circulation going to the brain, or a pituitary weakness, or, you know, hypothalamus weakness, or cerebellum weakness. All those things are very important. So make sure that you guys are taking a photo of the entire iris, and also the bottom. Make sure too, the bottom is very important, because that's the kidney and adrenal region, and also the reproductive organs, you know, the colon, all that stuff is very important, okay? Another point, make sure there are no shadows, okay? Shadows or reflections when you're taking the eye photo. If you're taking an eye photo by a window, then there's going to be a lot of reflections, and then those reflections on the iris cover what I can read, okay? So no reflections, no shadows. The best eye photo, okay, this is how you would do it. You should be in a room that's dark, no light sources, no overhead light, and the only light source should be from the flashlights that you're using, flashlight or flashlights, okay? And in that way there won't be like any reflections or anything, okay? So let me see. The best camera to use is a DSLR. I have had some of my clients, you know, get their photographer friends or someone that they know that has a good quality camera to take their eye photos. If you guys don't have that, then my recommendation would be to just use a smartphone, an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy. They usually have really good cameras to use. And if you don't have someone to help you take the photo, you can take the photo by using a mirror, okay? So you just stand in front of the mirror, you reverse your phone. That way you're not using like the facing forward camera, you're using the regular camera on the back of the phone. That camera is much better quality than the front facing one. And then you'll be able to see, because of the mirror, the reflection, you'll be able to see the screen and what the eye photo will look like when you take it, okay? So that is the best way. And then you can use your other hand to, you know, like do your flashlight, and then you can just take a shot like that with your finger on the screen. And so yeah, those are my recommendations for eye photos. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I really have to make like a separate video to fully answer that question, and you know, I'll have a volunteer, that way you guys can see how the eyes should look when you're taking the photos. So I hope that answers that question, but thank you for submitting it. Okay guys, so next question. Great video. I have a cyst on my breast for years. I never had a biopsy. Good. because biopsies, they damage tissue and it's not worth the risk. Anytime you have a cyst or a tumor, you don't want to go in there inside the body to puncture what could lead to the spreading of acidic sewage to the surrounding cells. And you don't want to spread cancer cells in that way, possible cancer cells. I also have a fatty lump by my ribs. Okay, so what that tells me is if you're having a lot of issues in the chest, your lymph nodes are probably very stagnant, very congested, probably have been for some time. You know, I often see a lymph node swelling in the iris in iridology. If you see like a lot of like those little white blobs that kind of look like circles or like spotlights around the eye, in blue eyes or in green eyes you can see them more clearly, but in brown eyes they kind of appear as like darker brown, or maybe like just a pocketed area of like congestion, of lymphatic congestion. It's kind of hard to describe, but I'm sure you guys have seen it in iridology videos I've made in the past. But yeah, that tends to be a very big indicator that someone is having trouble removing all these cellular wastes that are acidic, highly acidic, from the chest area. So then the body has to then create things like cysts or tumors or fatty lumps in order to protect the surrounding cells from that highly inflammatory acidic sewage. Okay, so what we really have to achieve is we have to achieve the opening of all the channels of elimination, meaning what lies right underneath the chest, what can influence the chest or send toxicity to the chest. The colon. If the colon is highly toxic and highly impacted, you can see that in the eyes, reflex conditions, toxicity coming from the colon into the chest wall. Now that can be very apparent if you see a lesion going through that part of the colon and into the chest wall and into the breast, then definitely it's your colon sending toxicity there and the body not being able to handle it. But number two is kidneys. People that develop lumps in their body tend to have either kidney weakness or adrenal weakness or both, or sometimes even pituitary weakness suppressing the function of the adrenal glands. So you want to make sure that you're taking a kidney formula, a lymphatic formula. Start off a little gentle and then work yourself up as you achieve more kidney filtration. Lymph node formula, number 1 or number 2 is essential to start off with to help support the lymph node. So if you're someone that has a history with cancer, I do recommend supporting your immune system. So either using an immune support formula or using a thymus gland formula. Those two formulas are going to help build the immune system cells in your body. So the thymus gland has the killer T cells. You know, if you take the immune formula, you'll support the bone marrow with its own immune system function. And so that's kind of like what you need in order to get rid of any mutated cells or damaged cells that can be in lumps and cysts. So that's really, really important to incorporate in your herbal protocol if you're really going to go after this. Something else you said, okay, I did have a vaginal cyst, but the doctors did remove it. Okay, so they've removed the problem, but the problem is still there interstitially, right? So you can remove things all day, every day, but if you don't clean out your body or clean out the lymph system or make sure the lymph system is flowing all the time, then you're going to continuously form all these lumps or cysts in your body, okay? And you know, you don't have to like throw fear into it, because think of a cyst or a lump as like a pimple, you know? Pimple, every time you pop it, there's a little bit of blood, but a lot of white matter, a lot of white liquid, and that's lymphatic sewage. That's what's in your body, okay? So it can take a little bit of time, but I do recommend going on a raw food diet right away. Raw food diet high in astringent fruits, okay? So things that help dissolve lumps and cysts are the astringent fruits, which are going to be things like grapes. They're highly astringent at pulling the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is very sluggish, not like the circulatory system, which has the heart to pump it, you know. The lymph system is lipid-based and very sluggish and slow. So it needs the help of things like astringent fruits to help pull and tug it along. And as well as some mild exercise, getting the body to sweat is also very important. But if you have vaginal cysts, I recommend douching with the Heal tea. The Heal tea has a lot of astringent herbs in there and very soothing, healing herbs to help clean out you know, the vaginal wall and the uterus and even the cervix, okay? So utilize every opening in your body. Every opening is going to be used to eliminate this mucus and this acidic waste, okay? That's the root cause of 99% of all illnesses today is mucus and acidic waste, okay? Sometimes it's chemical toxicity, you know, due to what we've been exposed to. Sometimes there's a mental issue going on. You know, thoughts can be acidic, different emotions can be acidic, okay? So we have to take a holistic approach and look at the entire body and make a lot of changes in our lives, because how we've been living up until this point has affected the result, the natural income of where our body is at. So a lot of changes need to be made in order to restore the body's health, okay? What would be the best diet I can do to heal my body? Fruits, vegetables. What about organic meats? Thanks. Nope, do not recommend organic meats. Even if they're organic, meats are heavy, dense proteins, and it will stop kidney filtration. You need to have a protein-free, as much as possible, diet during detox in order to get the kidneys to filter, okay? Proteins are also highly damaging to the mucosic lining of the GI tract, so avoid proteins at all costs. After you detox, you can include some proteins once in a while. Plant-based proteins are going to be superior because they're not going to be acid forming or as mucus forming as animal proteins. But for people that really want animal proteins, or some people that can't let them go, after detox you can have them every once in a while, but during detox you can't. You absolutely can't. Consider it to be a major cheat if you do go and eat meat, but I don't recommend or condone organic meat intake during detox. It will hinder your detoxification process, and it has actually caused many of your health issues. Consuming meats throughout life destroys the function of the kidneys. It can hyperstimulate the adrenal glands and burn them out. It breeds a lot of parasites in the body, highly mucus forming to the colon, so there's nothing really good to be gained from organic meats. But the type of diet that I recommend to dissolve this is 100% raw. You can do fruit in the morning, fruit for lunch, and a salad for dinner. That's a nice steady diet. If you need more tips, you can get the Master Your Detox Transition Guide, the book that's on my website. There's a ton of different recipes to help transition you into the raw food diet with a lot of tips in there as well. But for now, just flood your body with oranges. Flood your body with in-season fruits. Make sure the fruit is ripe. Make sure it tastes good. Make sure you enjoy it, okay? And then for nighttime, save nighttime for things like salads. You can add seasonings to your salad. Don't add mucus-forming seasonings though, like black pepper or jalapeno pepper. Do not do those. You can do everything else, basil, cumin, you know, a little bit of onion or garlic during the beginning of detox is fine. Some Himalayan sea salt, lemon, even a little bit of oil is okay. You know, anything you need to just maintain a high raw diet is going to be very beneficial. And then something that you can utilize as well is different lymphatic massages, okay? Look up lymphatic massages, different lymphatic points around the body, and massage those, okay? There's a lot of videos on YouTube, there's a lot of articles on Google, you know, online on how to administer lymphatic massage. Or if you don't want to do it on your own, then have someone do it for you, or go to a massage place and have them do it for you. But it's very important to massage the chest area, and especially for women, so important to take care of the health of our breast. And when I say that, I do not mean by getting routine mammograms. Routine mammograms, they just will squish the breast tissue, and if there's a problem there, it's going to create an even bigger problem, damaging the cells through that machine. And also, if there isn't a problem, there will be a problem because you're damaging tissue with that procedure, okay? But what I mean is administering a breast lymphatic massage on yourself every single day is very important. I wish I could demonstrate that right now in this video, but then I would attract a lot of perverts, so I don't want to do that. But essentially, you guys can look it up, breast lymphatic massage, Google it, and I would do it regularly, once a day at least. Twice a day is even better, morning and night. Do that. You can utilize a ton of different detox tools like skin brushing, people that usually have or form pocketed areas like cysts and tumors, they usually have a very low sweating ability of their skin. So get into the sauna, get your skin start to sweat, do dry brushing with a natural bristle brush all over your body, and make sure that you're moving your bowels 3 to 4 times a day at least during your detox journey. Make sure you see all the mucus, or if you have sulfur, make sure you see all the sulfur come out through your stools. That means you're doing a good job. Take a bowel formula. I recommend GI Renew formula. That's what I recommend to my clients when they work with me. Depending on how many bowel movements you have, like if you go only once a day, take GI Renew number 2. If you have trouble going every day, you can take anything from GI Renew number 3, number 4, or even number 5, depending on your level of constipation. And the herbs in that formula will help pull on any sort of stagnation within the bowel wall. So really important, guys. Take herbal formulas that will help promote elimination in your body. This is why iridology is so beneficial, because I will be able to look into your eyes and review all your symptoms and get your health history and see what areas of your body are struggling, okay? Do you have a spleen weakness? Do you have a liver weakness? Is your sinus area congested? Do you have pituitary weakness? All these things are very important, and I use that information to create an herbal protocol for you to finally truly heal your body, okay? So detoxification is all about addressing the root cause, and even though it's a longer game, you know, this is why it's a detoxification journey. It's going to actually reach the root cause of your problems, and then you won't ever have them ever again. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It's not about suppressing or treating symptoms with medications or supplements. It's about truly reaching, rolling up your sleeves, getting in there and healing and cleaning your body out, okay? So I hope that answered your question. It was a really great question. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let's see. Let's see if I do this one. Or maybe I should save this one. I think I'm going to save this question for a separate video because it goes into mental health. So you guys can expect a video on that. But I'm going to try and keep this video short. I hope you guys have found this information useful in this video. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, I would love to help you out. I'd love to help support you on your detox journey. We've had so many clients heal from various chronic and degenerative health issues, and that's why every single day I do my best to, you know, grow more as a healer, grow more as a person, learn as much as I can so I can help all of you guys heal. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can go to www.spiritTropicalHealing.com. And if you go to the services page, you'll find the Master Your Health package. That's the package that I recommend for people that want to get everything. If you want a good start on your detox journey, where you have all the information that you need to get started, I highly recommend that package. It brings the iridology analysis, a Skype one-on-one call with me where I'll go deep into your results and how we can move forward in healing your body and addressing any areas that you might be unsure of. I'll provide any type of support that you need, both you know, showing you the results of what's going on, providing a diet and herbal protocol for you. If you need mental support, emotional support, I got you there too. And so I really like the Master Health package. And also what's provided is PDFs on instructions on the specific detox tools that I recommend for your health situation. If you guys want just a separate iridology report with an herbal protocol, we have that as well on the website. Or if you want VIP support, one-on-one support with me, more of a longer term based situation, then we also have those options there as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video and for taking charge of your health. I'm really proud of all of you that are sticking with this. Like, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna have to make more videos on like client progress and healing testimonial stories because we've been getting so many the past month and it's so beautiful. So you guys can be sure to have a look out for that, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like this content. We have so many more videos on this YouTube channel where I go into discussing several different questions that you guys have submitted, answering them, as well as iridology videos discussing different cases, and also healing testimonial videos. And there's of course so many articles on my website that I've worked night and day on, so you guys have everything you need to get started already, okay? So I love you all. Take care so much. and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.